Well, we just got done watching the episode 4 of rezero on this season, and all I gotta say is, after seeing this bonus scene, if you will, with Greed, he needs to die. Like, how can you ask that of Ophelia right then? Like, that's the first thing. You kind of met her, she's talking, and that's the first thing you ask, and of course she's sitting there naked. It's like, what'd you do to her clothes? He needs to die. He needs to die. I think he's lit a fire under a lot of viewers when this was like the last shot of the episode. He's gonna just ask her that and just like, we're supposed to be okay. Like, he's not gonna be, he just went wholeheartedly into the creep area. Like, step one was the fact that she had no clothes, and step two is what he's asking her this question. Yeah, kill him? Like, of my hierarchy of which of the witch's cult needs to die, you know, up first was Gluttony. It's like, okay, Gluttony holds a lot of the memories of a lot of important people. We need to kill him off. But this guy stepped up. He's fighting for number one right now. Oh, they're wrong for ending the episode this way. But all I know is if Subaru's there, he definitely would not let that slide. Now, I don't blame Garth for what happened here. Like, he literally at first was all about like, we need to fight them. Yeah, let's fight them. Because he's still trying to get over his issues. Those mental issues were slowing him down. Like, I think he could have performed a lot better, but every time that there was a crucial moment, he kept seeing her in the background, which kept messing with his head, which only in a fight to the death is not what you want to think about, because that is just going to slow you up, which opens you up to more opportunities and more attacks. Now, he literally was like, okay, the point was to kind of engage on them and then run away. And he did that. He literally did that. So I do not blame Garfield for the attack that happened on her, because he straight up was like, all right, let's dip. Go in with a cat arms, grabs her, and just running. He's like full running as fast as possible, and then has her like behind him. That the only thing I think he could have done is like try to pull her in front of him, but he like just started sprinting, and she, you know, sees an attack coming, so she just puts up a shield. So yeah, I don't blame Garth at all for what happened to her, because he honestly tried to get out of there and tried to save her. It sucks that this happened. I think the skinny witch cult, like, I honestly thought there was gonna be more to the witch cult subordinates, but it seems like it's just only these two. Dude keeps growing arms like out the wazoo, which I even said in my reaction, you know, it'd be funny if he grew 2 more arms, and then he just brings up even more arms. Whenever he's in trouble, he's like, brings a whole new meaning to bare arms. It's like, dude, how many arms you got hidden under those cloaks? But the other one, the skinny one that has her sword, it looks to me that her sword, or either her ability to cancel out spells, like anything that gets fired or attacked or thrown out, it seems like they're so quick to attack with their sword to dispel it. That's probably how that shield came down, because like I said, I don't know if it's her ability or her sword, something which allows them to cut through the spells, because the guy with the arms, he's not cutting spells, but she saved him. And this whole thing, of course, you're like, where in the world is Reinhardt? Reinhardt, where you at, my guy? Well, Reinhardt has issues with his father. Like, his father seems to be stopping him from going to help out, to the point that he's attacking Felt, which, of course, he's like, hey, you gotta do your duty. So his duty is to protect Felt. But Felt's like, excuse me, if you don't go and save everybody, don't worry about me. I knew that they had some family issues, but to have his own father threaten the royal candidate like that, it's like, what's your move? Like, did he know that this was gonna happen beforehand? Or was he one to, you know, did he help the witches cult? Or was he one that saw an opportunity from the, I don't know, speakers, and was like, oh, this is my chance to stop all the other royal candidates, because everyone's gonna go fighting that they won't really be able to protect their girls? It's like, what is, something seriously happened in their history for this to be an issue. I will have to say that Reinhardt, as strong as he is, he could take almost anything on without any issues, but apparently when it has to do with either like the family or his father, he stops in his tracks. So there's definitely some deep-seated issues there that I'm hoping to get a backstory at some point. I'm sure it's gonna happen at some point. But right now, we just gotta sit back and be like, dude, if you don't just knuck up and do something about this, come on now. For now, I believe this is where Subaru's next save point is at. With everything that's happened, I believe for now that this is his save point. I don't know if that's all going to change with his fight with Gluttony. I think it's going to be here because this is like the one time that they were able to come back, and it would make sense to me, like if he dies and they go back, he knows what's going to happen, so he tells everyone, okay, Gluttony's going to be on the roof, and these guys are about to attack from this way, so this is how we can take him out. Oh, that guy has extra arms, and oh, she can dispel spells, you know, this is all that's going to happen. So he can kind of command the fight a little bit better. The question is whether or not he's going to die at Gluttony. It would not surprise me that, of course, he dies multiple times in this fight, especially with Gluttony and especially with, I guess, later ones with Lust and such. It was really good for him to kind of buy time for that attack to hit Lust. And we did mention last week that there was a small chance that Lust could be the dragon, whether or not she was a dragon tamer or she was the dragon. And it looks like she is the actual dragon, and which is pretty surprising. And the fact that she has so much regenerative powers. Now, the question is, does she regenerate well in human form, or is it just a dragon thing? Because if they hit her really hard when she's in her normal form, that may kill her for good. Or she just is able to regenerate like crazy, and that you got to take her head clean off. Because it looked like it did some major damage and hit her face, but it didn't really hit her whole head. So it didn't really take her whole head off as the dragon. So gotta love when someone can regenerate from like nothing almost. Here's looking at you, Cell. Overall, a great episode, and a great episode to start the fighting off with, because they did all the planning, learned about the whole witches stuff being literally in the city itself. Like you can't, like you can't even get the witches' remains without actually killing or destroying the city. So that's out of the question. So what is their plan now? Like, how are they going to take out all of these members of the witches cult? And what is the significance of these bells that keep ringing? Do they have a limited time of power or something? Like, they keep stopping their fights whenever they hear bells. And I would be like, okay, someone, whomever's over the bell system is in on everything. So let's go figure out, because they know something more than we do. So someone go figure that out. rezero this season has been on fire, and they've gotten into the thick of things, into the fights real quick. Subaru didn't die at all this season, or sorry, this episode. He kind of was getting the plans together, but it's only a matter of time before the despair sets in, and it's like, well, he's dead again, and we start seeing the death toll rack up. You know what? Hey, Subaru is getting together. I can see the strength coming within. Mentally, he's getting there. He's getting a little bit better. And but we'll see how things go this season. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. But of course, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe for more, because we'll definitely be discussing this and several other anime on the channel. If you haven't seen any other videos on the channel, please do, because I think they're phenomenal, and also a good companion to all the anime that is out this season. But do not forget, reactions are on the Patreon. Check it out. Be the first one over there. And I would love to have you guys see the reactions, because I think they're pretty funny, but you're more than welcome to check them out yourself. You guys be safe. Take care. And Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.